Hey guys, how you doing? Steve Lavamonia here. Talk about a couple of things. Do my little weekend blog, I guess. The copyright stuff that happened to me, this week was kind of odd and very strange. That somebody would steal all them videos like that, over 100 videos, and just try to post them on YouTube. I thought that was very strange. Some people just got too much time on hands. It looks like. But anyway, I appreciate the person that told me about it, and a lot of guys watch my stuff, and if something pops up like that again, I'll be told about it, and I'll jump right on it again and get it taken care of. I will try to put more copyright stuff on my videos and embed it into my videos, so you'll probably see a little bit more of that stuff as I go along. What you know. It's pretty sad somebody would try to steal all your videos and make your own flipping videos and try to, instead of trying to steal someone else's. You know, get up off the couch and make your own videos. Try to steal people's videos. That's crazy. But anyway, just a little discussion about some stuff that I get asked about during the week. I write the stuff down and try to do a little video and talk about a couple of things. My thoughts on oil, different type of oil filters for home heating tanks and stuff. People had asked me about the Gaba screw-on filters. Do I like them? Do I recommend them? I don't like the Gaba screw-on filters. I don't. I think they're a bad idea for home heating oil, and the reason being is they screw on there, and then on the top there's like 5 or 6 little holes. Now, on an oil filter, what happens is the oil comes in on the outside of the filter, okay, the container on the outside, then it goes through the filter and then up through. So, if you got a General or which is an F1 or an F4 filter, it's a good sized filter, and you got room for the sludge to go around the outside of the filter, and they will get full of sludge. You'd be surprised how much sludge will go in there. Now, with the Gaba screw-on filter, okay, what I found was there's little holes in the top. There's like 5 or 6 holes, and the sludge will collect right on the top, and it won't even go down through the holes. The sludge will collect right on the top of the filter. They're okay for like a secondary filter. A lot of guys will use them like on a Riello burner as a secondary filter. So if anything gets past the first filter, it'll get caught in that Gaba filter. But as far as using them Gaba filters as your only filter, I don't recommend it. I don't think they're a good idea. That's my opinion. So, another thing I got asked this week about was circulator shutoff flanges for like 007 circulators and stuff. They do make a shutoff flange that you can put on both sides of the circulator. So if you ever have to change a circulator, you just shut them flanges off, and you can pull the circulator out, put a new circulator in there, and you don't have to purge the system. Don't have to drain it down or purge it. My experience with those is I found a lot of them get jammed up and they're hard to shut off over the years. And when you do work them, sometimes they'll leak, and there's no way of stopping them from leaking. I'm not a big fan of the shut-off flange. They're good in the middle of the night if you got to shut something off. They don't always leak, but I've had problems with them. When you go to shut them off, they either won't shut off or they will leak. You're better off with a couple of ball valves on either side of the circulator if you're going to do that. That's my opinion. A couple of nice ball valves, and with adjustable packing on the ball valves, you can't go wrong with that. I don't have a problem draining the hydronic system down, working on it, and then purging the air out after I'm done. I don't have a problem with that. Most of the time, the zones need to be purged anyway, so just drain it down, do your work, and put it back on. I don't see a lot of those shut-off circulator flanges up my way. Most guys don't want to spend the money to put them in, so we usually don't see it. Another question I been getting asked a lot is, a couple of guys had asked me about diaphragm pressure in different type of tanks, like on expansion tanks. What kind of diaphragm pressure should be in a hydraulic expansion tank for a hydronic system? First of all, on a hydronic system in a house, use a number 30 tank or a number 60 tank. I usually don't play around with the pressures inside the tank. They come preset from the factory, and if it loses its air pressure, I don't play around with it because if you put more air pressure in, it's just going to leak out anyway. They're cheap enough, the tanks, I just replace them. But in this video, I did a little experiment in my garage to see what exactly they are, come from the factory. Now, on a well tank, there's different types. Now, well tanks, you have to adjust the pressure in a well tank. Depends on the pressure switch you have. There's 3 different type of pressure switches. There's a 20-40, which 20 is the low point, 40 would be the shutoff point. Then they make a 30-50, which 30 would be the low point, you know, the kick in the pump pressure, and then 50 would be the shutoff pressure, and then they make a 40-60. So you got that 20 psi glide, but you got the 20-40, the 30-50, and the 40-60 switch. And if you're going to go with the 40-60 switch, the pressure in the tank has to be below the low setting of that pressure. So if it's a 40-60 switch, you put 39 pounds pressure in the tank. That's how it works. If it's a 20-40 switch, you put 19 pounds pressure in the tank with no water in it. You know, and the diaphragm tanks, these expansion tanks, they don't last forever, guys. They leak. You know, after a while, they let go. You throw them out, put a new one in there. The expansion tanks in the house, they're good for 5-6 years, and that's it. They're junk. So, at the end of this video, I'm going to do a little, you know, an add-on video, and I'll show you what the pressure comes out to on the residential expansion tanks. And just a little vlog. And like I said, I'm going to start doing a little bit more copyright stuff on my videos. Embed it right into my videos. That watermark stuff doesn't seem to work too well. So, appreciate all you guys watching, and appreciate the support. And appreciate all my loyal subscribers. And just a quick little vlog, guys. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend Saturday morning here. Spend time with your family. And go out to eat with your family. It's always good to spend time with the family. Alright, guys. Have a good weekend. And more videos to come. Guys, I got a lot of requests on expansion tanks for boilers. What is the pressure on the diaphragm side? Well, I got myself a little gauge. We're going to check. Usually, when a tank's bad, I don't play with it. I just put a new one in. I usually don't check the pressure on the tank, and I usually don't add pressure to these tanks, so they're pretty reasonable. I just change them out. But I'm going to check it, and we'll see together. I'm thinking it's probably, I'm saying it's 12 pounds. Because the pressure reducing valve is 12 to 15 pounds set at the factory. So I'm thinking that this is on the low end of that setting, which is 12 pounds. But I got myself a little gauge here, electronic gauge, and we'll check it. We'll see. I've never checked one before, so now's the time. The damn troll. This one's right on the bottom here. Let's see what its factory set at. It's a little bicycle valve in there. That's all that is. Got this thing on PSI. So let's see what it says. .11 psi. That's what I figured. The low setting. That's what I figured. The low setting on the pressure reducing valves, 12 to 15 pounds on a boiler, on a hydronic boiler. So there's your pressure right there, guys. That's it. 11 pounds. Just like on an expansion tank for a well. If you got a 20-40 switch, you set the pressure in the tank with no water in it for 19, 1 pound lower than the low setting. So this is no different. This is set for the low setting of the pressure reducing valve. So if this is set at 11 pounds, when the boiler heats up, it expands. Anything above the, the 11 pounds will expand into this tank. If this pressure is higher than the boiler pressure, this is higher than 30 pounds, and the relief valve set at 30, the water won't go in here. So it has to be less. Alright. Hopefully I help somebody.